about being mindful, especially important because unfortunately we all seem to be forgetting that we have a child inside of us, in our hearts, in our minds. This child needs to grow, and this child that we have is a child that reminds us of who we were. As children, we went through elementary school, middle school, and then high school. All those 12 and more years, even if we skipped or did skip, those years were years to master certain things. But after a while, those things have to, must be revi- revised. So we have to view it again. Why is it important to have revision? Well, because revision is how we make memories solidified, we consolidate them, and we become reacquainted with memories that we were unable to keep. These memories are of our thoughts, of our memories, and we sometimes have to piece them together. Unfortunately, some of those memories become pieced together in confabulation and fabrication. Well, confabulation. And they then are not very good at all because they are accusations of things against people. They are false memories about others and about ourselves. Those are very bad things. Confabulation is something that is not something we mean to do, but it occurs sometimes. It is important to keep some reminders of things, mementos, because that way our documents, our items have a story to them from our past. So as decades go, it's important to keep them because if not, we develop a framework that is um, likely to be filled with imagination. The gaps, sometimes we fill them with imagination, so we have to watch out for that. We have to make sure that we don't fill with imagination things that are going to be harmful to ourselves or others. So, with that said, let's now have a happy thought because that was unfortunately a sad and scary, uncomfortable thought. But do not worry, do not worry. We're going to try our best to cope with those little things and make sure that we make new memories and re and just fill our hearts and our minds with new memories, good memories, and we're going to try our best to bring back positive memories and different kinds. Some are semantic, some semantic. Semantic memories are about things that are just facts and wordings, things like that. And some memories are autobiographical memories that we can work on because as we work on those autobiographical memories, they make our narrative sound much more pleasant, much more realistic, much more compassionate towards us and others, and much more um, of a justice without it being a cruel justice. Okay, all right. So now that we've spoken a little bit about memories, not everything, of course, we can try to see something very nice for us to um, bring back our authentic expressions and um, the best of our emotions. Also to ponder the essence and most important things in life, as well as a little bit more than that, a little bit more, maybe finding not only our our true authentic narratives and our true authentic selves, but also besides expression and the right emotions and you know the peace that we really want. We can also mention the virtues that allow us to have that peace and tranquility and joy and all those wonderful things, all those wonderful levels of enlightenment, joy, peace, those wonderful levels. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it because we're going to we're going to search for the right virtues that we can use to have that wonderful plateau, that wonderful zenith, that wonderful height of well, of the best there is. That the best there is. Hello, guys. You guys are sweet. Thank you for coming. Yes, we're going to mention some things, and you're gonna help me to kind of find the right words. So I'm gonna be like your nice and spiritual, kind Ouija board, and you're going to use your expressions to move me around to find the right words for you, to feel enlightened and joyful and peaceful. It's all up to you. So here we go. First, we'll talk about, let's see, maybe, maybe we can talk about emotions. So we can say emotions. Okay, okay. Let's find our authentic self and our best narratives. Let's see. Let's think about maybe a moment that you felt so happy. That you felt so happy. It could be a moment that you might remember from an actual um, place in a real setting, a physical one, or it could be a happy moment because you read something that was so beautiful, wonderful. Or maybe it was a moment that you had your eyes closed and you felt a good sensation, maybe from a safe place, a hug, a kindness. Maybe the happy moment was from imagination, like a dream. Maybe it was that. A really, really nice moment. And not to judge it, but to just think, hmm, I did enjoy that moment. It was a peaceful moment. It was a kind moment that I felt happy, happy, happy. Hey, oh. So we're gonna go, okay? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. So our emotions, yeah. How about thinking about an emotion that you felt was not a good emotion, but it turned out to be okay because after that you had a good laugh or a good hug, something nice, whatever it was. But it was like that negative emotion just subsided and it turned into joy or peace or enlightenment. So, in that case, let's say I was very angry with my friend because my friend said something I didn't like. But then we started to think for a second, and then we started to say, you know, in reality, the opposite and what we just said are all part of the truth. And that's okay. That's okay for everything to just become clearer, become kinder, become meaningful. So that way we became enlightened from an angry place to a peaceful place to an enlightened place. And that's the highest we can go. And that's great. Hey, hey, sweetheart. Lauren, all you guys are great. All you guys are great. Thank you for being here. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. So let's say there is someone you want to show that you care about them. Okay. And caring is good. But you know what's better? Just having a peaceful thought for someone you care about. Because you don't want to worry. You don't want to worry. You can care. You can care. But the most important thing is that you can bless someone, that you can think positive about someone's life, and that you can feel good about allowing that person not to be possessed, not to be possessed by you, not to be possessed by their situation, but to be free. But freedom is not always up to us. So to have a wonderful kind of way to say, I'm not going to be nervous. I'm not going to think the worst of things. I'm going to know reality. And the reality is, and then you fill that up. You fill that up with enlightenment. And that enlightenment will give you the peace, the joy, the satisfaction of knowing that what's meaningful, what's true, what's reachable, if you can't go to the mountain will come to you. What makes you feel, what does make you feel the most confident? And you might think, why confidence? Yes, confidence is the best thing for our nerves, to not feel nervous or hurt or vulnerable. It's confidence is what makes us calm, what gives us the ability to relax and laugh at adversity. It gives us the great emotion of peace. Confidence is when we can just give away all our thoughts, relax, and pay attention. And pay attention to what is occurring, how you can handle it, what you can give up, what you should not give up, what's yours. And confidence is what you give yourself, and others will be inspired. And when you think, well, why didn't my confidence work at this moment or that moment? Ah, because unfortunately, in those moments, there was something else, a mystery that was occurring without you knowing. But mysteries are revealed. It's always important to ask God, God, reveal this mystery for me. When it's something that hurts, when it's a mystery that is too uncomfortable. But once you ask Him, God, please reveal this mystery for me. Always seek to be patient and kind to yourself and others. Now, happiness. What is one thing that you love to be able to give happiness and respect and kindness to others? It's important to always recognize that sensitivity is a very delicate thing to understand what does make others happy. Making others happy, especially making ourselves happy in that endeavor, is more of a happiness that fills the soul, that fills us with relief, that fills us with the joy and meaningfulness of life. That is enlightenment too. So when it comes to happiness, it's not about a desire that has to be fulfilled. On the contrary, it's a realization, it's a revelation, it's something that just makes a person feel relieved, joyful, and relaxed. It's a type of feeling of a personal satisfaction. It's a thing that occurs when someone comes to you with a heavy heart and you're able to say something that'll take their burden away, something that'll make them feel good. Oh, but there are things that also make us feel upset. And it's good to understand ourselves, to know what you, as an individual, upsets you, so that you can say, well, next time, now that I can know what upsets me, next time I'll know how to prevent getting upset. And with that prevention, it's more of a trial and error and appropriation, because but trying can sometimes seem to be the same, but we have to be aware of where we're applying it. If it's a different scenario, if there's any difference in the application, then maybe it's something else that we need to apply. But not getting upset is very important. It's very important to have a long fuse so that we can have the patience of tipping our cup, tipping our cup, or making our cup longer and longer and longer so that it doesn't overflow. And when we need to tip that cup, we know where to go to tip it so that we don't overflow. So there are many different ways to cope when it comes to filling that cup, and there's also the way of saying, I'm not going to let my cup get full. I'll just say, this right now I'm not accepting in my cup, or this right now will have to wait until I can make my cup bigger. It's a personal choice, and it does depend on the situation. But making your fuse longer and longer, you'll never blow up. Never, never. You'll actually be able to have the patience to let it all just slide away. Slide away what is not good to keep inside of you. That's okay. That's okay. But you know, what you do cherish, what you do know that you can appreciate, that it's something that you just have to grasp as a good thing. Ah, never let that slip away. If you have in the past, well, the past is gone. The present is what matters. And what's good for you, what's it's out there again, but because of a reason. It's not because of a confusing thing that you have to understand. It's more of a natural, normal thing that once you begin to piece together, you'll be able to feel all right with the reasoning. Reasoning is not the same as enlightenment, but they have some elements of similarity. When it comes to reasoning, it's more about compare and contrast for our defense mechanisms to be all right with the reality that we're perceiving. When it comes to enlightenment, it's more about the the overall meaning of things as they happen, why there is a justice for them, why there is an ability to find peace and joy and love even in the worst situations and emotions. That enlightenment, that understanding and forgiveness and appreciation of good things, and appreciation to understand, it's a great place. And that's where we can be either once in a while or always as life goes by. Hopefully always. Always have the philosophy to see things as they come and go without having to feel that we need to control everything. No, that we don't have to control everything. We can just let it go. So we rise from that level of peace and joy. We don't have to have those as precursors, peace and joy, to be an enlightenment. We don't have to have them as precursors. They're already part of the experience. They're already part of it. Peace and joy, they're already part of it. So let's keep going. It's important to know what makes us feel fear, because fear is concern, fear is worry, fear is care. And understanding fear helps us to understand courage and understand justice, respect, kindness, avoidance, rep- repelling what's bad, seeking what's good, expressing expressing when we need help. It takes a lot of reverence to wholesomeness and kindness, and it takes humility. It takes humility to seek help when we don't feel that there is someone that helps. You can always rely on God and find the way with that virtue of humility, that virtue of of really surrendering your your wishes or your wants to the power of love. I like to say, in the name of your son, please help me. I was once in I couldn't wake up. I could only see my eyelids. I was completely paralyzed for a few microseconds. The perception of time seemed like it was just a little while. And as my eyes were closed and I couldn't open them, I humbled myself. I humbled myself and I said, God, in the name of your Son, your holy Son, and I said your only Son too, which is all right to say it. You can join every good person and say that's God's Son. And I said, in the name of your holy only Son, please help me wake up. And I woke up. I woke up from that paralysis. I thought to myself, this is purgatory. I need to wake up. I want to be alive. And God helped me to be alive. Just by my faith. Just by my little seeds of mustard. God gave me the ability to wake up. His power became the power that woke me up. And that's what can always happen to you. What do you think are some qualities? Yeah. What do you think about when you notice someone that you think that person is happy? What qualities do you think that do you perceive or notice that you can say, I can be as happy as that person, not only that person, but any other person, that one and that one and that one. And in yourself, that you can just imagine, I was happy at that moment. But what were your qualities? What were your qualities that made you feel happy? That you can just say, for these, I can do it again. I can internalize those qualities again and feel so happy. I remember looking at stories and having dreams and things that made me happy. Maybe seeing some people laugh, imagining them being happy and finding happiness in that because I internalized their happiness. Sometimes babies look at patterns of people's faces and become happy. The joy, the joy that a human being has at all their ages, those little bits of joy. There's the flow of happiness, and there are moments of happiness. The moments become little frameworks and saying, I am happy. Look at these evidences of being happy. Or you can say, today I had a good flow. There was nothing in that day that I didn't feel a flow in it. That's a happy day. That's your happiness. That's a great happiness. That's a happiness if you have it. We all feel great that you did because it inspires us too. It creates this atmosphere of happiness because you had happiness, because you didn't take away anyone else's happiness, because it was your happiness. It was yours to have. It was not taken away. It was yours. And that's because it was a real thing. Now, we can all think about our sad moments, but why relive them? If at any time you want to feel the enlightenment of saying, this is my philosophy about a sad thing that happened to me, or that I felt, or that I imagined, or that I perceived, but the enlightenment about it is good. It's good to say the justice is in that sadness didn't define who I was. That sadness is not I am sad. No, it doesn't define you because you have other moments and you have other flows of happiness. You have moments of happiness and flows of happiness, and other emotions that are neither happy nor sad. Other emotions, they're both positive and negative. But at the same time, it's that enlightenment that once you reach that enlightenment, all those different moments become part of your philosophy, become part of where you can see everything, every emotion as the master of them, of your emotions, not that of others. You don't need to control that of others. It's your job to be in control of your emotions. And that control of your emotions, that's enlightenment too. That's how you have that enlightenment. That perception of why things happen, how things happen, and what you learn from them. That's a great, great place, enlightenment. That's a great place. It's a better place than any other, even joyful moments, even peaceful moments, even loving moments. That enlightenment gives it all meaning, all of it. All right. There is the emotion of excitement. To remember what made you so excited. What gave you such excitement? That autobiographical memory of yours. What gave you that excitement? Hmm? That's a thing to ponder. You might even come back to this video if you can and think, or you can write it down, or maybe you'll just memorize that kind of that specific thing. When did I feel really excited? When did I feel really excited? And then start to think that was a moment that I wanted to feel excited. Or if you didn't want to feel excited, what did you learn from it? Knowing what you learned, that's enlightenment too. It builds your philosophy in life. It's your collection. Your collection, and it's not for you to feel fear of losing that collection, because life will give you more moments to reflect upon. And that reflection is not about bitterness. It is not about anger. It is about feeling peace, because you've mastered your emotions and you've created new virtues and you've understood the function of those virtues, and you have peace with your story because you've created new words for it to describe them, to have peace with them, to alleviate what could be maybe walls that were crushing you. Now those walls don't crush you anymore. Now those walls are in a good place, in a place that doesn't harm you, that protects you, or brings you into a joyful place, a peaceful place. Maybe those walls turn into a beautiful hill that you can just sit on and look upon all your past and think, I've mastered my emotions. I've learned from the past. My soul will keep on going, and I'll still be able to master more and more and more, just because my soul is part of something bigger, because God wants my soul, because God wants my soul as a treasure to keep growing, to keep loving, to keep being. And you surrender to God that way. It's a beautiful place to be. And it has nothing to do with the physical world. The physical world is just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle for you to be in that mastery of life. Because in that mastery of your own life, that's where God is shining, where God is giving you the power. That's where God is giving you the life itself, the life that belongs to you, which is enlightenment, which is mastery of your emotions, which is inner peace, which is reflection. Reflection. We've all felt lonely and sometimes the the wanting of being alone. In enlightenment, you do have the vision of a person that is lonely in a good way, because you are seeing, you are recognizing it's a very lonesome thing, but in a good way. Does that mean that we are alone? No, it's a perception. So who are we surrounded by? We're surrounded by others that have the same endeavor in life, to have enlightenment. So we all belong to that same reunification of the self, of the soul, of what God wants us to be able to be bright about, to leak out and pour out and shine. There's so many words and descriptions to say, yes, that is where I want to be. That is where I have been. That is a place. A lonesome place, but in a good way. And it's not lonesome when you think about all the different elements and how much everyone is capable of being a part of being it. Because character and impressions that we all give, that we all have, that it can be misunderstood or it can be understood in a kind way, that fades away. It fades away because it's the soul that keeps on going. It's an eternal thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's light. So that enlightenment that we crave or that we're in, that keeps going eternally. That's who you are. That's who you are as you enjoy the kindness, as you enjoy the meaningfulness, as you enjoy the truth. It's a beautiful place. Find your words, maybe in a dictionary, maybe in many dictionaries, maybe in the happy places that those words are in yourself, in your mind, in your memory. Those happy words, find them. Find those words. And with those words that you find, recall the last time that you felt so much peace, that you felt real peace, peace that was not adulterated, peace that was genuine, genuine, peace that was relaxing, peace that was comforting, peace that was good, peace that was pure, that you felt peace, the type of peace that is calm, the type of peace that is joyful. You can describe it with your own words, or or the reason why you're saying, Well, the reality is that it was peace. What can we what can we look at when we think about the word peace? Peace. We can look at the etymology of the word peace. We can look up the etymological research of the word peace. We can look at the word in all the 100 and plus most popular languages of the world. We can do that. But the important thing is that we understand what peace is, that we can recognize peace, how you can see it in a person's eyes or in a person's gestures or movement or their smile, because we're looking at the evidences of peace. But if we can't see the evidence because we're focusing on the wrong things, then we have to understand that there are different ways of noticing peace. There are different ways of it because it's a concentration. It's a concentration that we are conceiving in our minds. So peace is something that you can feel whether others can see it or not. Nobody has to take away your definition, your vision, your understanding, your concentration of peace. But when we just want to grab and say, don't take my peace away, that's a negative feeling. If it's something that can work, fine. But if it's something that is not working for you, then it's because you have to let it go and pick up something better. A better emotion, a better thing that will give you the confidence of not being vulnerable to having your peace taken away. Enlightenment. Enlightenment can be a long road or a short one. It can be easy or it can be difficult. It can be moderate sometimes. You can describe to yourself when you were angry and what you would have done to prevent that anger. And if it was correct, because that's the point of saying, I'm preventing or I'm doing to have enlightenment, to have the peace of my soul, not for the quick fix, not for mm, not for sleeping, but for living every day of your life, every day of your life. The breathing, the, the life of a person that can have the enlightenment to find meaning in life, to find wisdom in life. Hey, hey guys. Yeah. Oh, were you sad? Were you sad? No, 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 no. It's time not to be sad. It's time to give us it's time to give us the right words. It's time to forgive the words. It's time to embrace the words that we do find joy and happiness with, justice with. The best justice is philosophy. The motto, the seeing things with the right words. The seeing of things in the way that makes it right and good and meaningful and beautiful. And the big relief. a big happiness, a big comfort, a big joy, something you want to love, and something that is lovable. What do you think is the best duty, the best task, the best job, the best role, the best action, or the best flow? What do you think the best in all your worlds, in all your, in all the world that you can say, I'm building my world every day, every moment. I'm making it a great place. I'm making my world a world that I can share, a world that I can protect, a world that I can give, a world that I can show. I'm making that. That's what you're making your world a better place. What job, what role, what thing in your world do you think it's the best? What words can you find to describe what is the best in that world that you're making great, that you're making better and better, in that world that you are also devoting it to God, that world that you are saying, well, I had to start with rocks. I had to start with the worst of things, and now all those things have changed their meaning. All those things have changed their shape. All those things have changed in my perception, because now they just set apart from a negative to a meaningful thing. And you just devote it to God and say, I'm sorry, but this is all that I've had. Can you make it a better thing? Can you make it better for me? He can. God can make it better. And He's making it better every day for you. Because now your perception of all those little forces and all those little lights and all those little things that didn't seem good, they've totally changed. Your world has totally changed because of God. And that's something that you created with your faith. And that's something you asked God for help, and He did, and He has, and He will. And you're devoting it. Keep devoting it to God. Keep asking God. Yeah, hi. Keep asking. Not for what you don't know, but what you have faith. And make it stronger and stronger, that rope that you pull yourself out of. And you ask God for the sliding effect. So that rope, it's strong, it's sturdy, but you don't have to actually have the hardness of using it, the ease of using it only. For it to just be that thing that you're holding on to, just for guidance, just to guide you along, guide you and glide. Yeah. And that pulls you out. That pulls you out of not seeing anything, of the emptiness. It pulls you out of it. It pulls you right out of it, of that emptiness or blindness or whatever it is. It'll just pull you out of it because you have faith. Your faith is what saves you, takes you out of that, that emptiness. It fills you with light. It fills you with all those little stars and photons. Huh. Yeah, the meaningfulness. The meaningfulness just comes back to you. What are some things you might like about nature? That's what you should ask. What do I like about nature? There has to be something you like about nature. There has to be something. Nature has to grow for you as a word to say, is that nature? All of that? Wow, that's amazing. That's big. That's who created that? And you're like, God created it because He's love. And the attraction, those forces of attraction, boom, gave you this whoosh of creation. And for us, it's just like, what? Millions and billions and a long time ago. But love doesn't have to have that perception. Love is just there for you to discover and flow into. Nature is beautiful. Nature is beautiful. It has so much, it's a wonderland. What about a situation where you were, well, you were just kind, you were just good? What meaningfulness did you find in that and saying, in that I saw the good result? In that I wasn't sure what I was doing. In that I had a good intention. In that I want forgiveness. In that I think I'm going to be rewarded one day. In that I felt the reward. Well, I guess we've talked somewhat of what we can feel that we have a world now that has elements of the best worlds that we know of. This place that we have, this astral plane, this creative location, this space of ours. It's a place that at first might seem different for all of us, but when you merge them, you merge all these perceptions and visions of the same world. When you merge them, you have a beautiful shift, a beautiful dimensional world. You have a beautiful experience. All right, take care, you guys. Remember, it's your world, and you don't need to possess it. You need to appreciate it because you're great, because you're confident, because you know that when you make a mistake, you can either feel sorry, or you can apologize, or you can reflect, or you can bless, or you can do all of them, or in a combination, or you can do more and more. That gives you the virtues to master the wholesomeness in you. And by wholesomeness, it doesn't confuse you. By wholesomeness, it adds to your ability, your self-control, your peace, your love, your joy, your patience, your kindness, and your lack of possession, and your lack of possessiveness, and your lack of being possessed, and your lack of worry, and your lack of care. But the loving in you, it just makes you more warm. It just makes you more loving. It just makes you more approachable. It just makes you more protected. It just makes you more powerful. It just makes you more wonderful. It just makes you more and more of the greatness that God has for you. It's the power of God. And you sharing that with your enlightenment. You sharing that. You sharing that with your universality. You sharing that with your kindness. You sharing that with the feelings and emotions and realizations and revelations that are given to you. Because the truth and reality are all shaped by every moment of your life. And it's given to you, and it's taken away from you, and it's shared, and it's shown, and it's not what you have to chase after. It's not what you have to chase after. Because when you just don't see it or don't know it, it's still there for you, eternally there for you. And when you see it and you know it, you're enlightened. So enjoy it. Enjoy your moments of enlightenment, because your gratefulness is what makes you great. All right. Peace for you. Everything good for you. And breathing. And breathing. You're the hero. You're the here and now. You're the hope. You're the helper. You're the vision. You're the past, present, and future. You're eternity. We're all one. It's good. It's good. It's forgiveness. It's healing. It's redemption. It's peace. It's meaning. It's the mind. It's the soul. It's the spirit. It's the heart. It's a story. It's the whole beautiful story. Without a moment to spare. Every good thing. Every good thing. It's you. It's you. Remember that when I sang that song? Well, right now it's available, so you can just listen on YouTube if you'd like. It's called All I Have to Give. I think that's the title of it. I wrote it a long time ago. The important thing is that you don't feel disappointment anymore. The important thing is that you feel whole again. You feel complete again. Because you're breathing. Because you're grateful for that. Because you have the confidence to keep being alive. Because it's in you. It's always been in you. In the rhythm of your heart. In the peace of your reflection. In the energy that pours in and out of you. It's a kindness. It's a grace. It's a holiness. And it's yours because you did not chase it. You just let it come in, flow in and out. Because you surrendered to God. All the best to you. Blessings and all the happiness, all the happiness of peace, love, and joy. Breathing, breathing. Okay, thank you. And remember, in your perceptions, be always kind with your eyes. In your perception, be always kind. Be always kind. And trying is what counts. And mastering is what it amounts to. So proud of you. You give us dignity. So proud of you. You give us dignity. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Blessings to you always. Blessings to you always.